A two-bedroom apartment on a busy street in Burien.
One way in and one way out, and that was through the front door.
Inside, a startling reality. A group of women being forced into prostitution.
Some of the women in the house, later through interviews, they described the lock as not a lock to keep people from coming in, but it was a lock designed to prevent them from getting out.
Police say it was this man, Clarence White, who was the women's jailer. He wore the key to the door around his neck. The house was a prison, a drug market, and a torture chamber.
He was a very, very large, very big, intimidating guy. 6'3", 330 pounds, with just a real deep, thunderous voice. He ruled that place with an iron fist.
Police were called dozens of times for assaults and domestic violence, but they were handicapped.
Part of the defendant's, Clarence White's, MO was to get no contact orders against his victims to kind of keep them in line and control them.
When he was beating them up and other people called the police, or they tried to call the police, the girls would get arrested instead of him because there was a domestic violence no contact order in place.
It took years to build a case against White and to get the victims to trust the system enough to testify.
I think we gathered a lot of facts. We put a lot of probable cause together on paper, and the prosecutor's office is who really took it and made the case.
White was finally charged with promoting prostitution and domestic violence. Prosecutors say without Detective Fitchett, they would not have had a case.
Getting our victims' assistance out of the home when they felt that they were in danger. He also assisted in tracking down our witnesses. And most importantly, I believe, for our victims, he helped them get into inpatient treatment and to get them away from Clarence White.
Fitchett credits a team of investigators and a nonprofit organization called REST.
Their sole purpose is a recovery process and to get women out of human trafficking, out of prostitution, to get their lives back on track, back together. They have a whole world of resources through education, housing, counseling, and it doesn't cost them anything.
Clarence White ultimately pled guilty. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison. His victims are recovering.
It was nice to go through the process, to working with the prosecutors, to see everyone's hard work come out and put, a monster away. But I'm not sure that 11 years is long enough.
Detective Fitchett is being awarded the Norm Mailing Outstanding Law Enforcement Professionalism Award.